Hey loves, welcome back to my channel. Today guys, I'll be checking out this interesting video from Araco TV, and it's titled When Delusional Woke People Gets Owned. You guys, I'm super excited for this. If you're yet to subscribe to this channel, please consider subscribing. Give this video a massive thumbs up, comment, share, and all that good stuff. And without much ado, let's see what this video is all about.
Should trans women be able to play in women's sports?
Oh wow, you hit me with that one.
Yeah.
I'm a big advocate that everybody should have access to sport.
So men
I genuinely
can say, I want to play, I'm not getting in the team at Burnley or Chelsea or Tottenham, but I actually identify as a woman now. They're going to take the place of an actual woman.
Well, this take the place argument, I mean...
In America, there are loads of people who lost scholarships because, like swimming scholarships, for example, because
yeah,
Thomas...
I think you shouldn't pick on someone who's trans just because, you know, they have taken someone else's spot. That's just sport, right?
Imagine, tell me if I'm wrong, but you wouldn't even be in the first, 5 divisions, would you?
Oh, that's a bit...
Well, I just remember
I
think it was Serena Williams who said, I wouldn't be in the first 300 of the men's.
Yeah, I mean, look, that's her opinion of her own ability. But I played with boys up until the age of 14, and I was better than a lot of them.
Yeah, but you weren't playing with, No,
I mean, look, if I played with Kevin De Bruyne, and I mean, I'll be.
That's what I'm saying.
Not even...
There isn't one female footballer on the planet that's good enough to play against the men, and she knows that. She just doesn't have the balls to say it. And if she supports biological men competing against women, then she's helping to ruin women's sports.
Yeah,
you create a company that's like close to being a fascist, and then
Okay. How am I?
Sorry.
Let's go through this. How am I a fascist?
dude,
Can you name one thing I believe that's fascist?
you believe that you on.
He has lost it.
But
I'm such a bad fascist. I let the people who disagree in open mic to talk to me for 2 hours uninterrupted.
Okay.
I'm an awful fascist.
It's so easy to win a debate against these donut students. All you got to do is ask them to define the big word they learned that day and just watch them crumble.
If it was up to you, what would you change about the Constitution, if anything?
And that is my note answering this question.
Have a good one.
That's perfect for Dave here. We'll let Dave go.
No, I'm not. I'm okay.
Okay.
I don't know. It's a loaded question.
It's a loaded question?
You don't know what you're talking about, do you?
How are you able to so confidently just kind of word vomit? Really, all of your work is not a debate. It's just confirmation bias.
You want to debate?
No, I'm good. I'm just curious where you learned...
Okay. You sure?
Where you learned how to public
I'm a high
speak.
school graduate. You're in college, man. Let's debate. I vomit for a living, you said.
No, I'm not here to debate. That's not,
you're
that's
just
not my question.
You're just here to insult me.
Yeah, I am. You're really good at lying out of your...
Wow.
What have I lied about? Name one thing I lied tonight about.
11 million jobs.
11 million jobs are open for blue-collar work, according to Mike Rowe, and according to 3 independent studies, according to the Department of Labor. Name another stat I said that's wrong.
You need to work on not doing confirmation bias.
But you came up here and insulted me. I'm asking you, how have I misled this audience? And you come unprepared, not with a single data. I thought you'd at least have one gotcha, man. At the apex, 15,000 people coming across the southern border every single day. I even said it's down a little bit. That is true.
You're good at what you do, but not for the right reasons. That's all I'm saying.
It's so amazing, the smugness. How'd you learn to speak like this in word vomit? Yeah. You should ask for money back at KU. They're really scamming you, man. You'd think you'd have one little thing.
And what would you say is the main goal with tonight's protest?
I think the goal is just showing our support for Palestine and demanding that NYU stops. I honestly don't know all of what NYU's doing.
Is there something that NYU's doing?
I really don't know. I'm pretty sure they're... Do you know what NYU's doing? About what? About Israel. Why are we protesting here?
Palestine will be free!
I wish I was more educated. I'm not either.
That's one thing we agree on.
I came from Columbia. I was there up at Columbia, and we came down. They said NYU students needed our support, so I came down. I heard there's lots of pops.
Brainless sheep supporting a movement they don't even understand because it's fashionable and they've seen it on TikTok. It just shows how easily influenced these donuts are. I honestly believe if the leader of their campus told them to paint a dick on their head, they do it with no questions asked.
Veganism is like communism. They're both fine.
Wow, you guys, what are your thoughts on this video? This is very, very interesting. And I love the fact that Charlie Kirk owned that student. because Charlie Kirk is obviously very, very boastful of his high school certificate, and a college kid cannot even stand him in a debate. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section down below. That was so hilarious, and I'm enjoying every bit of this video. You guys, let's continue watching.
She liked food.
NBA players wants the same rev split that the men get. What's the headline?
It says, we're not asking to get paid what the men get paid. We're asking to get paid the same percentage of revenue shared.
Okay, which seems fair. We did a little bit of research on this. There's 12 players on a team. There's 12 total teams, so 144 total players. The WNBA loses $12 million a year. So if you divide 12 million by the 144 players, each player owes $83,000.
Thanks for playing.
So if you guys want the same rev share, you're going to have to write a check for pretty much all the money you made and all your endorsements and everything.
The WNBA is basically a charity league. It makes no money, barely anybody watches it, and it wouldn't even exist if it wasn't for the NBA.
You're supposed to simultaneously believe that men and women are vastly different, and there's a patriarchy and discrimination, gender wage gap, all these things. So men and women are totally different, but also they're exactly the same and should have the exact same interests, aspirations, to the point that there's complete equal outcomes in every dimension. Oh, but also there's social constructs, and none of it is real anyway, and any man who says he's a woman or vice versa is that thing. So you're supposed to simultaneously accept all these things in your brain, and I think this is a great source of mental illness.
I think you're exactly right.
Men and women are only equal or different when it suits women. If we all got drafted for war tomorrow, then all the feminists would disappear.
That's true.
World War III should break out. Should women get drafted?
No.
Fuck feminism. All of y'all are saying feminism.
No.
What should we have to do?
I will stay in the kitchen. I will stay in the kitchen.
Good afternoon to you, Shivani.
Good afternoon, Julia. You know my pronouns are they, them. How are you doing?
Yeah. Thank you for telling me your pronouns. I use correct grammar. So the only thing I would need to refer you to is to your face would be you. But I'm not being rude. You can choose your pronouns. You can choose what you want to call yourself, but you don't get to require me to use incorrect grammar and factually incorrect things. You're not a plural. You're a one person, and you're a female person. So I will use she and her. Thank you very much.
Do what you like, I guess.
Well, there you are. You didn't need to tell me then, did you?
Maybe I'm just making sure people know in case they're watching and they want to refer to me respectfully.
Is it disrespectful for me to use correct factual grammar?
It's not incorrect or unfactual grammar to use singular they them pronouns for an individual. But we're here to talk about the cast review.
Yeah, but you chose to bring it up.
You chose to use the incorrect pronouns for me.
I chose to use the correct pronouns for a single woman who is appearing on my show.
Knock it into her brain.
I'm not a single woman, though. I'm a very special non-binary trans person.
See, that's the problem right there a lot of the time with the younger generation. It's not always about the trans or the pronouns or the feminism thing. A lot of the time it's them thinking they're special and above everyone else, and everyone's got to change the way they are and how they think just for them. And I personally don't care what people label themselves. I'm not going to lose sleep over it. I've said before, if you want to be called Dumbo the elephant, they, them, Simba the lion, then you go ahead. Just don't try and force other people to do it or label them hateful when they don't. And usually the more you try and force people to do something, the less they're going to want to do it.
The 1970s, a very interesting feature for society and for individual communication between people and friends was, don't be so uptight. Now it's, how uptight can you get? I'm offended that you're not offended, that I'm offended that you're not offended. And I do think that is in play. I don't know where it's going to go. It's an intolerance, but it's dressed up as manners. I think it's intellectualized to where it has to be okayed because it could look badly upon them. There's this certain righteousness about it that it has to be, and it is very much a fundamentalist form of thinking. It's a closed system of thought. Yeah. I think that they desperately want to be in that ideology, no matter how crazy it gets. Who would want to be anti-fascist? The woke idea, and it seems like it's social justice. But it's interesting because for someone who's of a mixed race, I think, well, how if my white part is suppressing my Asian part? How much and where?
Why the need for so much gruesome, graphic violence? Why not let us imagine
Because
a little
it's so
of it?
much fun, Jan.
Really?
Get it?
Oh, really? Okay, I'd like to see you walk down the street and get attacked by some kids who've just seen your movie.
But you saw, but see, Jan, you're all messed up because you're talking about real life.
Oh,
and I'm
I see.
talking
And kids
about
at
the
12,
movies. You got to
kids
get
at
it straight.
12.
Now, if you want to talk about the movies, we'll talk about the movies.
Okay, and
If you
kids
want to
at
talk
12
about real
can
life,
tell
we'll
the
talk about real
difference.
life.
Kids at 12 can tell the difference. You tell their parents that, Quentin.
Hey,
And it was great to talk
I
to
saw
you,
movies when
sweetheart.
I was a kid, all right? I saw all the movies that I'm basing
Yes,
my
and look
movies
how
on
wonderful
are
you
movies I
turned
saw
out.
as a kid, and yes, kids go to a movie theater, they can tell the difference. Maybe you couldn't when you were a kid, but I could.
Yeah, as this comment says, if your kid can't tell the difference between fiction and reality at age 12, then you failed as a parent. I don't know how 90% of these college students even got into college. They all need to be removed and sent to Michael.
Get some help.
Wow, you guys, what are your thoughts on this video? I really enjoyed every minute of this video. Let me know your best part of this particular video. It was so interesting. And my best part of this video was when the host of that show was putting the trans woman in her place. Because you're a trans person doesn't mean that the world should revolve around you or everyone should conform to your ideology. Leave your thoughts in the comment section down below, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye guys.